Welcome back to Views with Hughes at Jennifer News. This is Jerome Hughes, and if you haven't done so already, go and subscribe to the channel, click the bell notification so that way you're notified of future uploads and updates. So, coming in from Bonanza Comics, Dark Horse to publish Whoopi Goldberg's graphic novel about a menopausal superhero. A menopausal superhero? How many people exactly want to read that? A graphic novel about a menopausal superhero. And many are wondering why graphic novels and comic books aren't doing so well now, and manga is kicking their butts, right? And here's why. Okay, so it says here, Whoopi Goldberg teamed with Dark Horse Comics to produce another mainstream comic targeted at the wine aunt demographic. In other words, the aunties who, go ahead and have their little fancies on the weekends and everything, drink wine with their friends and all that, and yeah, it's just it's pretty awkward. Not to mention, pretty sure it's gonna be really politically biased and everything. Part of the whole woke liberal movement. Okay, so it says here, as the comic book industry continues its death spiral with identity politics, someone at Dark Horse thought it would be a good idea to virtue signal to overweight middle-aged women. In other words, those who are much older, in their 40s or 50s and everything, kind of like Whoopi Goldberg. So the superhero graphic novel, The Change, features a self-insert character, Whoopi, whose powers gets triggered by body fluctuations in menopause. This book is billed as a serious book and not a parody, with the heroic Whoopi portrayed on the cover with blue and purple energy rising from her hand like a flame. Dark Horse produced a press release elaborating on the concept, saying, because of her lifelong love for comic books, I call Cap, Goldberg decided it was time to create a new kind of superhero, one who might be a little older, whose body might be a little thicker, and whose breasts may not be the same size. She's also smack in the middle of menopause, which, along with chills and hot flashes, also gave her some unexpected superpowers. The iconic actor, producer, and author matched minds and wits with Jamie Paglia. Not surprised. Someone just as outside the box as I am, says Goldberg, to take the story to the next level, and thus the change was born. I'm gonna be honest with you. Exactly how many women who are in the middle aged, going through menopause, are really into comic books nowadays? It's few of them out there, but it's not going to get more people in this demographic to read graphic novels, even if it is coming from Whoopi Goldberg. Okay, but if they are, then we're going to have some serious problems in our hands because of the fact that it's going to cause an uproar on social media from both sides. Okay, and it's like, it's going to be an uphill battle with this to make it successful, because Dark Horse, they're struggling right now. Comic book industries are struggling right now. Okay. The independent comic book creators are starting to do better than the mainstream corporate industry comic books like Marvel and, well, in this case, Dark Horse. Okay. Isabel Frost is a woman who has spent her life as a wife, mother, and grandmother. That's the character that's supposed to be playing. A life she feels isn't all she had hoped for, with a husband who has grown in another direction. What in the world do they mean by that? Grown in another direction. The press release details: a college graduate with a degree in science, Isabel is an amazing gamer who plays with people all over the country. With the help of her comic-loving grandson and a irreverent best friend, she must learn to control her abilities and embrace her new identity as the change. Both the change of life and her surprising and extraordinary superpowers. That's the superhero's name. That's the best they can come up with for the superhero, The Change. Seriously. The Change. I'm calling this is going to be dead on arrival. Watch. Sales aren't going to be going so well. Sales are going to be plummeting. Okay. even YouTubers aren't even impressed with the concept where Yellow Flash was quoted saying, so this is gonna sell nothing. No one's gonna rush to the comic shops. I don't get this. Here's the crazy thing. Comic book shops are closing nationwide as we speak. Matter of fact, my local comic book store is closed now. Okay, closed down or still closing.